Hello, is this Mr. Gambino here with a new stream? And in this stream, I'm going to be going over the event week for this week in Red Dead Online. So starting off, there's actually some really great things going on with Twitch Prime right now for at least this whole month. Or I would assume a month since this happened this event week, which started on the 23rd, aka yesterday. Because I'm doing this stream on Wednesday, is when I'm recording it, almost for Zeta right now. PST time. But yeah, by having Twitch Prime, I'll get Red Online $1,000. Definitely very nice sum of money there for just having Twitch Prime linked with Social Club. And it will happen within 72 hours or free in-game days. Or real-life days, free real-life days. So do keep that in mind. You won't get the rewards till 3 days after, most likely. And that's a minimum time frame, most definitely. And yeah, there's offer for 5 wood bars off the butcher table for the trader roll. So I don't know if that one's only for this event week like the other two, but I would assume you would have the whole month or something to use it. It's an offer, so it can expire whenever Rockstar wants it to. In fact, I think there's even offers that don't expire. But most offers do expire, so that one will probably expire at some point within the next month or so, I would have to imagine. So, just like with the bounty license, it will basically be getting 33.3% off the butcher table with the 5 wood bars off of it, which is nice. And yes, the discounts for Moonshine Shack and bounty license, those are with the gold. So because Moonshine Shack is normally 25 gold, 5 gold off would be 20% off, because 5 of that would be 25. And same with Bounty License, that's technically 33.3% off, since it's normally 15 gold bars. 5 gold bars off would be 10, and that's a third of the price that gets cut from that. And then there's also a reward for 6,000 Trader XP, so that's 3 ranks up with the Trader, which is quite nice. That'll finally get me past the first, section of the Trader role, so that'll probably get me to, level 6, which is quite nice, since that's my least played role, actually, I believe, so that's going to be very helpful for me, personally. And then 40% off a horse, stable slot, and shotgun. And then 50 incendiary buckshot slugs, which I believe can be almost might be 2.5 rounds worth. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's explosive or it's only 20 in a single magazine or something. Not entirely sure. But yeah, stable slot's a very good one, 40% off of those, because I believe this can go up to $750, so definitely the stable slots. Only a couple honorable mentions as well. As for shotgun and horse, I don't feel those are really all that good ones. Yeah, there's quite a couple nice ones in there for Twitch Prime, for sure. That's definitely quite nice. And that screen is definitely very helpful as well for talking about that stuff. But yeah, series playlist for the week is Hostile Territory Free Aim. That's the special, that's a special playlist thing going on for the week. Not sure if that's a day 1 mode. I think it is a day 1 mode, most likely, for this game. But yeah, before I go in any further, I'm gonna make a party here. Since there's no fucking invite-only lobbies in this game for whatever fucking reason. I wish there was fucking invite-only lobbies in this game, Rockstar. See, I'm going into a public lobby right now, since that's basically the only option there fucking is. But yeah, that's a very unpleasant fucking surprise on fucking YouTube Studio, apparently. Some random asshole decides to randomly dislike my fucking Chapter 1 stream for my Red Dead Online, not Red Dead Online, but my Red Dead Redemption 2 walkthrough. which was kind of first big thing I ever done on my channel, was the one that's like the fucking chapter 1 episode of the walkthrough for whatever fucking reason. Pretty sure it's the one fucking view within like the last 48 hours that did that shit. And if that's the case, I only watched it for 37 seconds out of almost 4 hours. I didn't even watch a whole percent of it. But basically what I'm saying is there should be a system in place if you go on YouTube where if you don't even watch like a certain percent of the video, like the dislikes from the said dislikes you don't even fucking show up, like actually. Like you have to fucking view a certain percentage to even have your dislike be shown. Cause I'm pretty sure there's still like fucking systems in place for liking your own videos and stuff from what I recall. Cause I recall liking a bunch of my own videos just to get the likes above the dislikes because people are assholes in this world. Like clearly when people barely watch that shit, they don't deserve to even dislike. But no, they removed all of those. And that was like months back that I tried that shit. So clearly they have systems in place for false likes on a video. I don't know why they can't do some similar thing with a dislike. Like if you fucking don't watch a certain percentage of the video, your dislikes shouldn't show up on people's videos to begin with. Seriously, it's so fucking unmotivating, man. I'm not sure if that's just an issue on like my channel or if a lot of small channels get that bullshit, man. Like actually. But yeah, going to the title, there's 1.5 times money on Moonshine sales and then bounties. For the bounties, it also includes the legendary bounties. I just did not have the characters to fit the legendary and regular bounties since there's only 100 characters for a title. In MMS Spectator, there's 2 times roll XP Moonshine missions, not the cells, but the missions. Keep in mind those are 2 completely different things. And then, as I mentioned earlier, 20% off Moonshine Shacks, because it's normally 25, 5 gold bars makes it 20. And 33.3% off Bounty License, as I mentioned earlier as well. Because it's only 15. Because it's only 15 gold bars, but now it's 10 gold bars for a spend week, and it's 33.3% off, so do know those are for gold, not for anything cash related. And as for moving your Moonshine Shack location, I don't think that's on discount in any circumstance. So do know that 20% off isn't for relocating the shack, it's for buying a new like shack with gold. They have 50% bonus on Moonshiners sell missions and more. And then yeah, Moonshine missions and Moonshiner free roam events are 2 times roll XP. So very good if you want to rank up the Moonshiner for sure. But yeah, for strategies on 2 times roll XP, I doubt the missions are necessarily all that good for getting roll XP. There might be a like bonus thing of like Moonshine rank XP for completing all the like story Moonshiner missions or whatever for the first time, but aside from that, I don't think there's anything much worth going for with the Moonshine missions. Plus, apparently the Moonshine missions have like an hour cooldown, so if you play one, you have to wait like a whole hour, apparently, from my understanding, from what I've heard before, which is so dumb. I don't know why there's a cooldown on Moonshine story missions. When like all the story missions in GTA and all the Red Dead ones, besides for the Moonshine ones, can be done without some dumb cooldown. And then Moonshine free roam events. Since you could stay in free roam, do everything like in the same lobby, of course, the free roam events are probably the way to go. For sure, for double roll XP. And yeah, this is going until June 29th, so it's just a typical 1 week event week, of course, as they pretty much have been doing for the last several months, so it's no, like, bigger event week or anything. But yeah, 35% off all Moonshiner raw items. Yeah, basically everything relating to the role of the Moonshiner in like the progress section is 35% off, which includes bar expansion and toxic moonshine pamphlet. Bar expansion, I'll say right now, bar expansion is not really worth it. Only thing you'd want a bar expansion for is for like some of the daily role challenges, but that's pretty much all you would need a bar expansion for the Moonshine Shack. Pretty sure it's only mainly for doing some daily challenges and just to mess about with it. And Toxic Moonshine Pamphlet, of course, lets you create Toxic Moonshine rather than having to buy it through Magnifique. I'm not sure if that's necessarily worth it, but obviously it's better off 35% off than with no discount. Because I don't think they're even that expensive if you just straight up buy them from Magnifique for Toxic Moonshine. So you're probably just better off buying the Moonshine from her rather than making it and getting the like materials and whatnot. Yeah, this is basically just going over that like one loading screen that popped up when I first loaded the game. So nothing really new there. Alright, yeah, just making sure nothing was different there. Yeah, there's 50% more cash rewards on all bounties, which includes legendary bounties, as I mentioned earlier. I just cannot fit legendary bounties in the 100 character title. So do know it's not just regular, it's legendary as well. And bounty missions and free roam events relating to the bounty hunter also reward double roll XP. And 35% off all bounty hunter roll items. So just like with the Moonshiner, there's also 35% off basically everything in the progress section for the bounty hunter. I'll go in details of all that later, I think. Yeah, limited time discount bounty hunter. But yeah, it's just saying the 5 gold bars off bounty hunter license, which again is normally 15 gold bars and it's 10 instead of 33.3% off. I like to go off of percentages since pretty much anything with money goes off of percentages, so I kind of like to do the same thing for gold just to make it more like simple, kind of. Does that make sense? Yeah, 50% more cash rewards on all bounties and legendary bounties. I think that's just one from before. Yeah, 2 of those were from before, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, this one's kind of big since they don't usually do pretty much everything from the current DLC for limited stock clothing. But yeah, basically any limited stock clothing from the Moonshiners DLC at least is available right now. But yeah, all the seasons and limited stock clothing and outfits will be returning this week. But yeah, as of this event week, actually, it's kind of interesting to bring up, but there was no spring DLC for Red Dead Online. I don't think in GTA Online's couple to like few years it missed out on a single season of DLC. That's kind of shocking in my opinion. Then again, they released 2 huge DLCs right next to each other, so I don't know if that had anything to do with it. Also, all this fucking bullshit in the world, couple things of bullshit going on in the fucking world, fucking one disease thing, and then the stupid riots and all that stuff. I don't know if that shit does anything when it comes to them releasing stuff. Because obviously some companies are probably affected more than others. But they never really went out to say that it does or anything. That's just my assumption at least. Yeah, this game especially really needs an update. GTA Online I'm sure is fine for another while. Though I'm sure a bunch of people are of course waiting for another update since it's been 6 months understandably. But especially GTA has had its time even though it's going on PS5 and whatnot anyways. We have some honorable mentions are the Tasman and the new outfits, Cordoza vest, Contra pants, hitch skirt, winter shotgun coat, Alagila hat, and then there's more. Right now, I'll list all of them on the Rockstar Newswire. You'll find this whole list on the Rockstar Newswire, but for the sakes of this event week stream, I will go over all of the clothing stuff right now. Not going to show it off in the catalog, just going to list them. They didn't mention the 2 gloves, but the 2 gloves are the woolen gloves and the furred gloves. They didn't mention any of the shoes and boots either, so there's the Strickland boots, the Vaquero boots, spurs, and Salter shoes. Oh, the Vaquero Baroque spurs and the Salter shoes. And then there's the Boyer boots and Calhoun boots. Yeah, there's the vest and bandolier section as well. So there's the Ortega vest, the Carbo double bandolier, Morals vest, and then the Cordoza one's already listed on there. And then masks and bandanas, this one's quite an interesting one. But yeah, there's the Free Core, Masquerade, Slaughter, Creature, and Swine masks. And the pattern bandana in various clothes and various colors and patterns. So it sounds like the Madame Nazar Halloween masks are even back as well. That's a thing going on as well. Pants, skirts, and caps, concho pants, darn stockings, pelt half caps, tied pants, its skirt, Griffith caps, Schaffer caps, and then Carver pants. That's for the pants, skirts, and caps section. And coats, jackets, and uppers. There's the Benbow jacket, Porter jacket, winter shotgun coat, Morningdale coat, Irwin coat, Clyman coat, Charo jacket, Prito poncho, Eberhart coat, Campbell's corset, Bay jacket, and Levitt jacket. And finally for hats, there's the Squat Stovepipe top hat, Gator hat, Manteca hat, Owanjilla hat, which I believe was on there before, but I'm going off the Newswire and there's too many to remember. That's on the screen right now, that isn't on the Newswire, or that is also on the Newswire and on here, but I'm pretty much focused on the ones that are just on the Newswire, of course, which a lot of them aren't listed here. Gardenia, but yeah, Owanjilla hat, I believe I left off on. Gardenia hat, Fan Stovepipe hat, Plaid cap, Raccoon hat, Cossack hat, Follow hat, Delay hat, Covington hat, Manasco hat, Lister hat, Boutel hat. I believe that was the last one on there. And I want to see how many fucking clothing options that fucking was for all limited stock apparel returning to the catalog. There's almost 55 freaking options for clothing that are limited stock. So pretty much all like 50-ish like clothing things from the Moonshiner DLC. And also the Freak Mask or the Halloween Mask, I believe, as well, for Madame Nazar, which I believe was from like the previous DLC before this one. So there's that as well. But either way, a shit ton of limited stock clothing options, so it's a really good event week if you want to like stock up on a lot of that stuff that won't like be in the game a lot of the times. But yeah, 5 gold bars off Moonshine Jack, which I've mentioned a couple times at least, so I'll just stop there. And yeah, 50% bonus on Moonshiners sell missions and more. I believe that was one of the repeat ones from earlier, and same with the Moonshiner roll items, that's just repeat stuff. But when they repeat all that stuff on the different sections, it's not the easiest thing to remember. Okay, now I'm just checking what I want to talk about before I end this stream. So I'll go through the progress section and mention what's the best kind of stuff for the bounty hunter and then the moonshine role as well. I believe that's all I really want to mention aside for like the weekly collection. There's still that as well. But yeah, also another like advantage of doing the Moonshine like free roam events or whatever for the 2x Royal XPs, you can in that same lobby of course do like all the bounty hunter stuff, since aside for like legendary bounties, all of it's in like free mode. Alright, yeah. I'll talk about the role items between the two roles, like which ones are probably good and which ones aren't. And weekly collection, pretty much. Actually, I'll start on Bounty Hunter since that one technically came out first, of course. Yeah, this is obviously purely cosmetic and it's gold, so especially that one wouldn't be worth it. Schofield Revolver variant, that one's kind of worth getting, I would say. Reason this one's kind of worth getting is when you get the like roll variants, I'm pretty sure it comes with like all the attachments in one fee, so you don't have to like separately buy the attachments. You pay like one price, you get the cool like livery, and then you also get like all the attachments, I'm pretty sure as well. Since when you buy the variant, you can't buy like the attachments, so I'm pretty positive it puts all of them on with the one price. So getting all the attachments and a cool look for $3.90 isn't bad at all, for sure. It's better than buying all the attachments separately, for sure. Breton, Thorol, and Red Roan coats. There's two other like things for the Breton horses, so you might as well go for the ones later on. So not really worth it, but if you're starting out, could be worth it, but after that, no. Delgado saddle. Not sure on saddles, like if this one's a very good saddle or if it's one of the worst saddles in the game. But yeah, we'll probably want to go in the stable and check its stats, but I doubt it's very worth it necessarily. But yeah, the Wakini, that's purely cosmetic. Same with this, purely cosmetic, but at least these ones are in cash, not gold like this fucking thing. And reinforced lasso is especially worth it, because believe it or not, you'll even want it for the like NPC bounties as well. Because I'm pretty sure it helps with NPC bounties, not just the player bounties. Because obviously players can like escape much easier than the NPCs. Yeah, tracking arrow, pamphlet. You might as well go with like eagle eye and stuff like that, I feel, but yeah, it can be okay at least. Well, action rifle variant. Basically same thing I mentioned with Schofield Revolver. You'll be getting a cool paint job, and you'll also be getting the attachments as well with one fee. So it's not bad at all. Bounty Hunter Camp Theme, I'm pretty sure it's purely cosmetic. And it's hella fucking expensive, you know, fucking discount. Just not worth it in my opinion. This is a cosmetic option purely with gold, so same thing as I mentioned before. Purely cosmetic outfit, of course. The bolas, perfect for tangling the legs of bounties. Obviously, this one has like an actual like impact in the game, unlike a lot of these other like cosmetic things, of course. The annoying thing with the bolas, though, of course, is it's probably easy to lose them, so you'll probably have to buy them a lot. So especially with the 35% off, it's definitely really nice. Bolas are definitely very helpful, no doubt. Purely cosmetic holster. Bounty wagon. Bounty wagon's especially good for the player bounties, since the only way I'm pretty sure the players can escape a bounty wagon is if they kill themselves through like the interaction menu. And it's also super good for the like NPC bounties and especially legendary bounties. since it easily allows you as a single player to do like multiple like target bounties, for example. And yeah, obviously in general, it's just very helpful for NPCs as well, since it's just like players, they can't escape. And it's especially good for player bounties, but player bounties is really difficult to come across, because I believe players need like a $20 bounty, and I believe you get like 5 or 10 cents like per action kind of, or something like that. So it's not going to be something that you come across that often, but still, you know, player bounties aren't necessarily that good to go for when it comes to bounty wagon. And in general, for the AI bounty stuff, it's hella worth it alone. But yeah, that's just a better version of the Breton horses here, but I think there's one other. I think there's more Breton horses on the last section, which would be the best ones to go for. Most definitely. But yeah, a single gold bar haircut, because it's in gold, not really that worth it, and it's cosmetic. And another couple cosmetic stuff that's one in gold, which is annoying. Yeah, another cosmetic options there. Basically everything on this page is cosmetic aside for the final set of Breton horses, which surely should be the best ones available. So for horses in the bounty hunter section, that would definitely be the best to go for. So all in all, best things would be this. For this section would be this and this, I would say. This section, this could be good, and then this. And for here, the bolas, especially the bounty wagon. And that's it for this section, and then for this section, the horses here are basically the best things to go for throughout the whole bounty roll. Like that one on that. And Toxic Moonshine pamphlet. I already explained this one earlier, but it can be okay, but you're probably just much better off buying from them from Maggie Fike for Toxic Moonshine. Obviously you have to get like the materials and stuff to even make the stuff with the pamphlet. But if you want to just make your own, then yeah, that's basically the one reason to get it. Purely cosmetic, 5 gold bars, pretty trash. Purely cosmetic, pretty much. Norfolk Roadsters, just like the other rolls, it should have 2 more like sets of variants in the later sections. So definitely not really worth it. Bar expansion. Bar expansion is really worth it, but the band expansion is not really worth it. Definitely, for sure, the bar expansion I would say is worth it. Because you get certain amenities like the almonds and stuff like that, which allows you to refill cores like while you're in the lobby, which is definitely helpful. For sure. And the saddle, I would check the stable for the stats on it, but of course, there's a lot of different saddles in the game, surely, so I doubt it's really all that beneficial. I wouldn't doubt that there's better saddles out there. And pure cosmetic shit there. Never gold bar, only cosmetic option. Flammable Moonshine. Surely that would be kinda worth it, of course. Shotgun variant, same thing with the bounty hunter weapons, of course, gives you all the attachments and whatnot with one fee, so totally worth it. Purely cosmetic gold only option. By the way, every gold bar is worth $25. Do keep in mind, so they're trying to charge under 25 with that, and that's like 35% off. Assuming it counts towards gold stuff, and yeah, I definitely assume the gold only ones are discounted as well, with the 35%. Van expansion, already mentioned that one. It's really only good for like certain daily challenges that you might get. Because if you don't have the bar expansion, band expansion, excuse me, you're not gonna really be able to do those. Condenser upgrade, obviously it's a better like upgrade for this. And actually going back to this, actually it's the first one on here actually, the condenser upgrade. Allows you to go from like low to average strength. I would say this one's not worth it, but I believe sadly you do need to purchase this one to purchase the like best option for the condenser. So I believe you do need to purchase this for the best option for the condenser, sadly, so that's the only reason this would be worth it, is to get the better option. But whatever. And purely cosmetic thing there. Purely cosmetic 5 gold bar thing there, you. And Norfolk Roadster's the second bunch of it, and there's probably another thing of horses in the last section again. Purely cosmetic there. Purely cosmetic 1 gold bar haircut there. Polished copper upgrade. This is basically the best like option for producing Moonshine, of course, so you'll definitely want that, no doubt. But sadly, like I said, you probably do need to buy the condenser upgrade to even get the polished copper upgrade. So you will need to kind of pay some unnecessary money. They don't let you like skip different ones. For example, like with the trader roll, you can't get like the large delivery wagon before the medium delivery one, sadly. So actually, this one is slightly worth it, like I mentioned. But this one especially is worth it. And purely cosmetic there. Purely cosmetic there. Purely cosmetic there. And there as well. And then here's the final thing in Norfolk Roadster horses. So if you like these horses and their stats, then I would definitely highly go for it then. Yeah, what things are even remotely good here, I'll provide a refresher. This somewhat is good, of course. This you'll definitely want as well. This one you'll definitely want, unlike this one, which kind of depends on your how you want to go about Toxic Moonshine. So those two are the best ones here, surely. Ramble Moonshine, of course, can be nice to get a like decreased price, but 35% off, I doubt makes much of a difference anyways, though. So whatever. Sound Shotgun variant, like I mentioned earlier, lets you get all the like customization options. It lets you get like all the attachments that helps the performance of the weapon, of course. This one only for like daily challenges, I believe, is the only reason to get it again. This one just to be able to get the strong Moonshine option, because you have to get the average strength option to get to the strong one. So again, that would be like these 4 options here that are even remotely worth it. Only thing on this page that's really not worth it is the polished copper upgrade, and then this depending on your preference of horse and their stats. So hopefully I went in good details on what's worth getting and what's not. I think I did, of course. Just using common sense and stuff like that. I think I did a really good job with it. Yeah, now to go to the post office, go over a weekly collection. The weekly collection for this week is the exotics collection. Yeah, the exotics collection has a loon egg, and then spoonbill egg, and agarita. So this weekly collection, as I say with every weekly collection, it's not really worth ever going for a weekly collection. Reason it's not really ever worth going for a weekly collection is because you might as well go for the full collections that are a lot more value and are always in the game compared to these time limited ones for like way less sum of money. But yeah, this one's $65 worth. I think I've seen a weekly collection that was like 100 before, so it's nowhere near the best when it comes to the value. But there is a really good thing about this weekly collection. Yeah, I'll go to the eggs really quick, of course. But yeah, the good thing about the eggs and the wildflowers is that some of them, like, there's multiples that you can get. Like, there's some eggs where one spot of eggs, well, obviously it'll get, like, multiple of the same, like, bird eggs, of course. Like, there's some eggs where you only find, like, one in an area, but of course, if you go, of course, a lot of the areas are going to be, like, bird nests and stuff like that, no doubt. And obviously, those would have multiple eggs, so it's easy to get multiple of those sets, which is kind of good with this weekly collection. Whereas if a weekly collection features something like the coins and stuff like that, you're only going to find like one digging spot per like in-game day or whatever, or real life day, probably even. So it's real easy to find multiples of the eggs depending on if they're like found like in multiples or if they're usually found like just one. And then American wildflowers. American wildflowers are really known to like have like multiple on the map for every in-game, for every real life day, excuse me. So it's not like certain collectibles where you'll only find like one spot for it on the ground every real life day. You can find a lot in the like actual like above ground section in the game, of course. And with there being multiple, it's a lot easier to access them. So yeah, you might even be able to get like multiples of this like weekly collection just because eggs and American wildflowers are some of the ones that have like multiple spawns for the same like items, if I make any sense here. So there's some of the easier ones for sure to get multiples of, as I mentioned. So in that way, it's one of the better weekly collections, but in other ways, it's not one of the better weekly collections. And as I say on my other streams and going over the weekly collections, you might as well look up a map on Google to look up the collectible locations, because there are maps out there that do update the locations when the locations change every real life day. Which I believe for PST time is like in the evening time, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, if you just look up a map on Google, it should be really easy to look up the locations of like every single collectible, whether it's for the weekly set or the like full sets that are always available in the game. I in particular at one point found out a map, of course, that updates the locations like whenever they actually update in game. So there are some really accurate maps out there on Google for sure. So just another reason why you should never really go for weekly collections, just might as well go to full collections. So that's basically all my thoughts on the weekly collection. But yeah, that's probably going to be it for the stream. It's kind of a bit more to talk about than most of these streams for the longest time, just because of all the really cool Twitch Prime stuff going on right now. And like all the huge different clothing options that became available that were time limited. That's available for this week only. So yeah, it's kind of a good event week for again a bunch of like rare like clothing options. Good event week for the new like Twitch Prime stuff and whatnot. And there's some pretty okay money opportunities as well. Being the legendary bounties and then the like Moonshine style missions. So it's pretty good event week, probably one of the better ones they've done, I would say.
So long. Remember, train's always running.
But yeah, that's probably going to be it for the stream. Hope you enjoyed.